Oh my gosh. Welcome to the first episode of Dear Kandi podcast. I'm your host, Candy, and today's episode is who the hell is Candy? Like, do y'all really know me? No, y'all don't. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all. But on today's episode, we're gonna talk about me and who I am and um how I was raised and just life as Candy. Um, Starting off like, oh my gosh. First of all, before we start, 'cause y'all know I always get sidetracked. Y'all know I do. Can we just say it's been a hell of a year? Actually, this week's been a hell of a week. But we here and we made it, y'all. This is my first episode of my podcast. Like, what? Oh my gosh. I decided to do the first episode as me because it was only right because a lot of people don't know who I am. A lot of people do know who I am. So for new listeners coming in, they'll be like, okay, if they start from the beginning, they'll know who the hell Candy is. And so that's why I was like, I'll do my first episode. And then we'll bring in some guests and different people, because I know a lot of folks and a lot of people know me. Okay. Um, So, starting out, oh my gosh. Well, for those that don't know, my name is not Candy. Okay. That's my nickname that was just came about. We'll talk about how the name came. But my name is Jaquetta. I was born in Arkansas, country town in Arkansas, Monticello. That's my hometown, baby. That's where it all started, okay, in Monticello. So a lot of y'all will hear me talk about Monticello, talk about people from Arkansas. A lot of my friends still live in Arkansas. A lot of my family still live in Arkansas. Y'all know my grandma. I love my grandma. Speaking of my grandma basically raised me. She raised me from basically all my life because my mom had me when she was 15. So my mama had me when she was young. So I was raised by my grandma. So all this old spirit, and the reason I talk about like a lot of older things is because I was raised by my grandma, literally. So I ain't have too much of a choice but to pick up, who I was raised by. So a lot of my old soul and old spirit, it all come from my grandma. Um, my grandma, y'all know I love my grandma. Those that are listening to Arkansas, yeah, everybody know my grandma. Everybody know my grandma Margie, okay? If you live in Monticello, Arkansas, and you do not know my grandma, you really don't live in Monticello, okay? Because everybody know my grandma, and my grandma know everybody, okay? Everybody. Nobody getting in or out of this town without knowing my grandma, okay? But my grandma raised me. Um, my mama was there too, so I ain't like my mama left me or nothing like that. My mama raised me too, so don't like, oh, she was. No, my mama was right there with me. But my grandma raised me because my grandma was the adult. My mama was 15, like 15 years old. Come on now, raising a baby. Like realistically, the parent, the mom, or whoever else. So my mama was there. My daddy. So, like I said, my mama had me when she was 15. She met my daddy. I want to say she had to be around 18 or 19 because me and my sister 3 years apart. Me and my sister Destiny 3 years apart. So she met my daddy right after that. And basically that was my daddy. That was my rock. You couldn't tell me that I want his child and vice versa. That was my daddy, okay? And I love my daddy. My daddy was in the military. So with the military comes travel. So I think that's one of the reasons I actually like to travel so much. People are like, hey, you be going everywhere you love. I love traveling. Like I wanted to be a flight attendant at one point, but it didn't happen. So I just love traveling. And probably because my daddy had us moving back and forth. So our first time we left Arkansas, we moved to North Carolina. So I used to live in Durham, North Carolina. Um, we lived up there, and when I tell you, me and my mama and my sisters, we were so homesick, y'all. When I tell you, we was driving 18 hours. Mind you, I was 13, 14 driving on the interstate, me and my mama reading the map, going back and forth from Arkansas to North Carolina because I was so homesick. My mama was homesick. We were just missing home because we never had been away from home. And I think that was after that, it was like, okay, now, we're away from home. That's what it is. This is life. And I've been that way my entire life. Like I don't really be at home because I never really stayed at home that long because we always had to move. So my daddy, after we left North Carolina, we stayed in North Carolina until like early 2000s, and then we moved to Texas. So I got to Texas, I want to say in 2000, if I'm not mistaken. My mama correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say 2000, 2001. I was in ninth grade. So around 2000, 2001, we moved to Texas. And that's when I became a Texas girl. I stayed in Texas. I love Texas. I went to high school in Texas. I also went to high school in Arkansas too. I went back my senior year because I had told my grandma that I was going to graduate in Arkansas a long time ago. I was like, I'm gonna come back home and graduate. I promise you. I promise you I'm gonna come back home and graduate. And I kept my promise. I went back home and graduated. And man, we had a time. We had a time. I'm sure I will talk to some of my high school friends. Yeah. Yeah, I'll bring y'all ass on the podcast. We're gonna talk. But I'm gonna talk to some of my high school friends so y'all can hear all the crazy stories of how they met me or I met them or how we became friends. Because I do know a lot of people because when I moved to Texas, um, military. So it was a military base. Um, Everybody at the school, parents were military pretty much. Um, if you really didn't go to school in Killeen if your parents weren't military. Like that was really it. Everybody here was military. It was a few that were born and raised there, but mainly born and raised there because of the military. Everything led back to the military. So um, we went to I went back to Arkansas to graduate. So I left Texas, went back to Arkansas. Then when I went back to Arkansas in 2008. Back in Arkansas, we're gonna jump forward. I done graduated high school, went to college, met the twins' dad. So at this time, 2008, I had twins. Um, 21 years old with twins. And I'm like, oh wow, this is different, okay? I cried, I cried, I cried. I called my mama and cried to my mama. Yeah, no, you gotta cry to your mama, baby. If you gotta cry to your mama. So I cried to my mama and she ended up coming. She stayed in Arkansas with me and the girl's dad for like 7 months to um help out. So that was like a blessing. That was, oh my gosh, that was a blessing in disguise. Like I didn't know how big of a thing was having your mama there beside you. Cause baby, when I tell you, whew, it was some nights that the sleep wasn't sleeping. And things got little, frustrating because you got two babies, not one, but two. So um after I stayed in Arkansas for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? I told the girl's dad, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go back to Texas. I left. I was like, I'm gonna go back to Texas. Like, I can't do this right now. Like, I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck. Like we were making the money. Like we weren't just like broke, but I just wanted more. I was like, you know what? This is not what I want. This is not what I want. Like I told y'all, if y'all don't know Kandi, whatever I want, that like this is not something that I want to do. So me and him, we ended it good terms. It was never no drama, never no beef, nothing like that. Fast forward, I moved back to Texas. Um, Moved back home with my mama. Y'all, when I tell y'all, baby, me and my mama, we look alike because we act alike, okay? We act alike. That's my girl, okay? Don't get it twisted. That's my mama, okay? Well, mama say, okay, mama, bet, but living, if you've ever stayed at home with your parent as a grown adult with kids, it's like, yeah, this ain't gonna work too long. So I ended up working. I was working. Was driving from Killeen to Austin, Texas, making $12 an hour. You know, back then, like I said, this is like 2011, 12, somewhere around there. So back then I was making like 12, $13 driving from Killeen to Austin every day. Whatever. Got that first paycheck, y'all. When I tell you I got that apartment so goddamn quick, it wasn't nothing in that apartment but me, the twins, and an air mattress. Okay, but I had to get the fuck on down. Okay, because baby, I want to stay cool with my mama. Okay, and yeah, baby, I had to go. So that was around 2011, 2012. I am missing a lot of parts of the story, but we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna get talked about throughout the podcast because we ain't got nothing but time to talk. I promise you. I ain't got nothing but time to talk now. Okay. So fast forward, I met my ex-husband. 2013, we got married. I'm just gonna say ex, or if y'all hear me say that man, that's who I'm talking about, my ex, because I'm not even gonna speak of his name like that. But met him 2013. We were living in Killeen at the time. We both were living in Killeen, Texas, together. And I mean, everything was good, y'all. Everything was great. And I want to say maybe 2 months after we got married, 3 months after we got married, he got orders to go to Fort Bliss, um, Texas. Now, me being me, I wasn't gonna go. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was not gonna go because I was working at Sprint, baby. And for my Sprint people that are listening to the podcast, I hope y'all listening. Listen, okay. We was making good money at Sprint. I was not trying to leave my good job. So I was not gonna go. I'm like, I love this man, but hey, I ain't really know you this long to leave and go, just up and leave. Like this, what am I supposed to do this? And I'm saying, like, this is what marriage is? Like, okay, this is what marriage is. Okay, Quetta. This Quetta at the time. This is before Candy became Candy. I've always had the name Candy, but I'm sitting here like, okay, Quetta, this is what you're supposed to do. Drop everything. Pick up, leave, go with this man. Like, you really haven't known him that long. Literally, we didn't know each other that long before we got married. But anybody that's in the military or been in the military or anything, dated anybody in the military, y'all know exactly why. Okay. Let's not play crazy. So we got married pretty fast. And I'm like, damn, okay, well, let me just pack up and leave with this man. Like, this is my husband now. Like, let me go. This is my husband. Let me do right. I'm going with my husband. And we went to El Paso. This was in 2013. Moved to El Paso. I'm like, okay, pick up your whole life, Quetta. Pick up, leave your mama. Listen, y'all, when I tell you I love my mama, I moved down the street from my mama, like 4 houses down, okay? I was right by my mama. I used to drop my kids, the twins off, and my dog. I had a little dog at the time, Oreo. That was my baby. I used to drop them off right at my mama's house because my mama's next door. What? Pick up and leave. And I'm in El Paso. So get to El Paso, Texas. Oh my gosh, y'all. I don't know anybody. I know absolutely no one. No, I don't know anybody, okay? Not a soul. Soon as we get there, he got orders to deploy. So now I'm sitting here, okay, now not only do I not know anybody, but it's me and the kids. We just got here, literally like a week, 2 weeks after we got there. We just got there. And he got orders to deploy, like out of the blue. And left like 2 weeks later. So maybe we was there together, maybe a month total. And he left and he was deployed. So fast forward, we're gonna skip all the years because now he done deployed, came back. and we stayed in El Paso. I was in El Paso, Texas for 5 years. So that's why um, when Joy was born, Joy was actually born in El Paso, Texas. My baby didn't even know how to speak English because she was at a little Mexican daycare when I was working. So she didn't even know how to speak English. Um, it was different living in El Paso. I wasn't around any black people at all. So well, literally, when I tell you the only black people I was around, which I ended up finding these black people on Facebook and the black, like the military groups, I found a few black females. But there were no black people. Like I had really little to no interaction with black people or being around black people or even seeing black people, y'all. Like that, you don't see that in El Paso because it's right next to the border of Mexico. So all you see is Mexicans. And like they used to look at you crazy if you speak English and don't speak Spanish. I'm saying, like, wait now, I know we close to the border, but goddamn, like, help me or whatever. So it was different living in El Paso. Um, but I had a time in El Paso. I had a time. I am not gonna act like I did not have a good time in El Paso. I met some of the dopest people I used to work with. And then I used to do Herbalife. So I met a ton of people doing Herbalife. So anybody that know me know I am a social butterfly, baby. I don't have to know anybody wherever I go. I'm gonna talk. Or people just are drawn to talking to me and we just gonna talk and chop it up. Like it just happens. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if I get that aura or that, vibe of, yeah, come on, let's talk. But people talk to me. So it was fine. I was there by myself. I ended up meeting a ton of people, a lot that I'm still in contact with today. But I really had a good time in El Paso. I got to travel to different parts of the West Coast because living in El Paso, we were closer to California, Vegas, um, that side than we were coming to Texas, pretty much. Even though we were still in Texas, it was closer to go to Phoenix or, different parts of the West Coast than it was to go to Texas. Like, I was literally driving. Like every time my mama would call me, she would call me if my daddy was sick, I would get on the road and drive from El Paso to Killeen. And that's an 8-hour drive. And I'm still in Texas. Like, it was draining because I had the kids, my husband military, so he ain't never home. So it was a lot. It was a lot. But every time my mama called, baby, by my daddy, I am on my way. If he called somebody he wants some beer because she didn't want to give him his beer, well, I'm coming so I can give you your beer. That was my daddy. And we all knew his time, here was limited with his condition that he had. So we, tried to make the best of it, tried to make the best of it. Um, Fast forward, let's say, what year? 2018, 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. We left El Paso. Me and the ex, we left. He got out the military. And we had a choice of either San. We didn't have a really choice, but it was between us thinking we'd go to San Antonio or if we was going to go to Atlanta. And we ended up picking Atlanta because I was like, well, I've been in Texas forever. I've been in Texas. I went to high school in Texas. We stayed in El Paso, Texas. I stayed in El Paso, Texas forever. Clean Texas, like I've lived in Texas all of my life. Let's get out of Texas. Let's go to Atlanta. Let's go to Atlanta. Let's try to start fresh. Let's try to start something new. Well, us moving to Atlanta was a fucking shit show. Okay, it was a fucking shit show because baby, I was partying like I was, hey baby, I was kicking it. Okay. Listen, I was going to Atlanta. I've always wanted to live in Atlanta. Ever since the early 2000s when I used to go to Atlanta and kick it with my homegirl Double D. We used to, like, I've always wanted to live in Atlanta. So when I moved there, I was kicking it. Like, he was a truck driver, so he was never at home. I'm gonna go out and have some fun. Like, I'm not gonna sit at this house. Like, I'm gonna go out too. Like, you're not here. So let me go out and have some fun. The hell, I'm here with the kids 24/7, picking up from school, dropping off. I'm doing everything. Everything. I'm doing all this. I'm doing all this. He was on the road. I was having a good time, kicking it, whatever. So we stayed in Atlanta. I stayed in Atlanta until 2021. When I finally, I ain't gonna say 2021. Yeah, 2021. So we left, was it May of 2021 or May of 2022? We left May 2022, not 2020. We left in May of 2022. And we came to Texas. So life has been a roller coaster for me, okay? Um, I've been through a lot. That's why I be telling people I've been through a lot. I've witnessed a lot. I've dealt with a lot. And a lot of people don't know what I done went through. Like, people like, oh, Kandi did this, and oh, she's, one of the top partners in this, and she does this, and she do this. And baby, if y'all knew what the fuck I was going through while I was doing it, like, literally, we gonna get into the conversation. But literally, the day I received an email that got partnered with TikTok, I'm excited. I ran and told Nicole. By this time, Nicole had moved to Atlanta, so I ran and told Nicole, I'm happy. I'm excited. And that same day, I got served divorce papers. The same exact day. I was like, well, ain't this some shit? Which, it was so crazy. I had been waiting on them. I ain't gonna lie. I had been waiting on them. But it was just a coincidence that it happened on the same day something good happened. So the good kind of outweighed the bad, because in reality, it was good too. I was like, oh, hell yeah, I've been waiting on these. I knew it was coming, okay? I knew it. I've been waiting on you, okay? But that was a roller coaster. I was legit going through a divorce. The highest peak of my career, I was going through a divorce the entire time because he wanted to drag it out for years. It got dragged out for years for no reason. But I was going through that at the peak of my career. When I got partnered on every platform, I was in the middle of a separation and divorce and going back and forth, lawyers, like all this was done behind the scene, and I'm at the peak of my career, and I still, hey, you know what? I think I took it as a challenge to myself. Like, girl, you got this. And I really didn't let it hold me back, because at the end of the day, I only got me and my kids. Like, mm-mm. I don't care about none of that. I got to think about my kids. So, hey, at some point you got to put your big girl panties on. I was like, hey, girl, go do your thing. Go live. I was live every night, except for Sunday, because we had started taking Sundays off because, we needed breaks, okay? We was grinding, okay? And I say we was grinding, I was on day in and day out. Nighttime, daytime, it didn't matter. The candy shop was open, okay? I was open, playing video games, having the greatest time of my life with my friends online that I had met, friends that turned into family. Some of them turned into foes, but that's how shit go. Nah, but for real, it was everything to me. Even though I was going through so much, Like, some people be like, damn, how was you? If y'all know some of the stuff, and I'm going to get into it. Okay? I'm going to get into different conversations. We're going to get into different topics and all that. Not giving too much detail, because some of y'all just want to be nosy for no damn reason. But just some of the things that I went through, and somebody else that may be going through some of the stuff that I went through while being married, going through a separation, going through a divorce. The the bickering and the jealousy, going through all these different emotions. We're gonna talk about it all because it needs to be talked about. And some people may need to hear it, you know. You never know. You never know who needs to hear it. So um now let's fast forward. I'm in Texas. I moved back home after the divorce. What's so crazy about the divorce? So I was at ALGS in North Carolina, kicking it. Baby, we partying like a rock star, okay? I'm kicking it because I'm at ALGS for Apex Legends. For those that don't know and that are new to the, me and Kandi. Once again, I'm telling y'all who I am, okay? I play video games for a living. I play Call of Duty, but Apex Legends is a video game, and that's one of my main games, and a game that I'm known for playing. So I'm at ALGS, this big competition, $1 million is on the line. We watching these people compete, having a good time, my community there. We vibing, we chilling. This was on July the 10th. July the 10th, I had to leave. And everybody was like, "You going back home early?" I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta go, y'all. I'll see y'all when I get back home, and we'll be back live. But I gotta go. I gotta make a stop, and then I gotta go." So July the 10th, I flew. It was a Saturday. No, it was a Sunday. So Sunday, July the 10th, I flew from North Carolina to Atlanta, Georgia. My girl Lily picked me up from the airport, and I stayed with Lily. Monday morning, July the 11th, I went to court to finalize my divorce, and then got on the plane that night and flew back to Dallas and went live. Like, ain't nothing happened. Because, to me, it was like, okay, that shit done. Like, it's finally done. I don't know if anybody that's listened that's ever been divorced, baby, once it's done, it's done. I said to myself, I will never get married again. Okay. Like, y'all don't understand the bullshit that I went through for that divorce. Cause like it was a whole bunch of bullshit. Like it was literally a whole bunch of bullshit for no reason. Nothing at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm back. I'm in Texas now. So I left Georgia, moved to Texas. And I was like, you know what? This is gonna be a fresh start. This is gonna be a fresh start for me. Not only for me, but the twins' dad and his wife, they live here in Dallas as well. So they're closer to their dad and family. They got uncles and aunts and cousins. They got a whole family here as well. So I was like, you know what? I'm going back home. I couldn't go back to Killeen. Now, I love Killeen, and that's my stomping grounds, okay? But I can't live in Killeen, okay? Killeen is it's not for me, okay? So I was like, well, I can move to Dallas, be closer to the kids, dad, and stepmom, bonus mama, because she ain't no stepmom, she a bonus mama, because she Paula's top tier, okay? So they can be closer to their family, as well as I'll be closer to my mom because my dad passed away. And so once he passed, she's there by herself pretty much. So I was like, you know what? I'll be closer to my mama as well. I ain't gonna be too close. Because once again, we're talking about my mama now. I ain't too close, but mama don't care. She be popping up. Y'all be seeing her when she come on the stream. She don't care. She'll pop up, and I love that about her. She gonna show up. And I love my mama for showing up for me. So coming back, it's been a challenge because it's like getting back in the groove. Like I really had to find that groove and that balance of taking care of the kids and actually now having help with the kids. Especially like I'm so used to doing it all and I got it. I'm gonna go take care of it. You need to go where I'm okay, I got it. I'm gonna do it. Like I'm so used to doing that. And then I came here and I got help. Like I'm coming to get the kids for the weekend. I'm like, what? Come on. All right, come get them. What? Like, I don't know what it feels like to actually have help with the kids because even when I was married, I technically still didn't have no help. I was basically a single parent married. That's literally what it was. Because he got out the military. Military, you already know how that go. Deployments, out in the field, gone. Y'all don't know trainings. Everybody know how military. Got out the military and then was a truck driver. So once again, gone, not at home, just gone. Okay, just gone. So I never really had help with raising the kids. Like it was literally just me raising the girls. It was always me and my girls, me and my girls. Um, so to come to Dallas, now we got help and they can get into their activities because they got support here. I got support. We got a little family and everything is good. I'm excited and happy to be back in Texas. And I'm happy about the podcast starting. It's been a lot. Um, let's see, what else was I gonna talk about today? Oh, okay. So we can talk about me being a content creator, streamer. Um, for those once again that don't know, I've been streaming for 5 years, playing video games full time for four. And I really enjoy what I do. I started an organization, I Am Gaming community, I Am Gaming family, the gang, the squad. Um, and those are my babies. That's my family, like literally my family. It's like that family that you really didn't have growing. I ain't gonna say didn't have growing up, but like that online family that, actually meet in real life. So these are people that we met online and legit came a family because we started kicking it in real life. Like we have meetups once a year, at least once a year now, because especially now more than ever, because before we probably can meet once or twice a year, go here for somebody's birthday, here for a meetup. We was on a lot in the early 2021, 22, 23, until COVID hit and slowed all that down, baby. COVID hit us. COVID hit us hard, baby. COVID had us down bad for a minute, but everything, I think everything kind of like happens for a reason. But during COVID, because times were tough for a lot of people during COVID, and I met a lot of my community now more so than ever during COVID because a lot of people were at home. They weren't working like that. They weren't in school like that. So they would just pull up to the candy shop and we would literally just talk all day and play video games all day and night. So a lot of people did reach out to me and told me that I got them through some of the toughest times of their life going through COVID and being away from family and friends and on lockdown. Because some people are in different countries. The different countries, it was worse than it was here in the US as far as lockdown and stuff like that. So it helped me as well grow and to learn a lot about different people, like how they lifestyles and things like that, because of just we had to really adapt to just isolation and not being around nobody, and I had to adapt to teaching my kids schoolwork, and I'm saying like I don't know none of this, like what this why y'all go to school, but COVID really changed a lot of perspective on a lot of things and a lot of jobs and everything. So I know this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but shout out to the teachers, okay? Shout out to y'all because COVID taught me I was never meant to be a teacher, okay? Not in a school classroom. Maybe like a life teacher or something, or or something like a lesson or something. I don't know, but that was hard. COVID was hard. I was stress eating, mind you, going through COVID, and I was still going through a divorce, okay? I was still going through a divorce, going through COVID, and adapting to this basically single life because now I have to do everything for my kids. I have no help from nobody, but my community was helping. And me streaming was my work. So it's like it was crazy. COVID was a crazy time, but we made it through it. We made it through it. It took it took some blows to the chest and to the head, but we made it through COVID, y'all. And it was rough. And I can only imagine if it was rough for just us at home, how rough it was for doctors and nurses and teachers and stuff like that. Like, I couldn't even imagine. So, today, in today's world, what am I doing today? We are now starting a podcast. And y'all know me. Anybody that knows me, I'm always cooking up something to do. Like, I don't say I get bored easily with things, but I just know I can do more than just this. Like, so I'm excited to start the podcast. We got a lot of questions, y'all. So let me get my phone. Hold on, because we got some questions. We got some questions. So I'm going to answer some of the questions that I was asked, on Instagram. The first question I was asked, what's your favorite song? I'm going to get back to that one because I got a couple of, I ain't going to say a favorite song. On this one, I'm just going to say my favorite artist is one of my favorite artists is Whitney Houston. So I love me some Whitney. So any Whitney song, any day. Okay. Next question. Are you a chill person? I consider myself chill. I really be chilling in my own world, my vibe. I don't really bother nobody. I'm here for like help. I would say I'm a chill person. Like I be chilling. I really be chilling at home, even off stream. I be chilling. Okay. Next question. Are you straight? Now, that's about the dumbest question. And you know what? No, I'm not. I'm bisexual. You hear that? Bisexual. I like the both. I get the best of both worlds. Okay. Do you text a ton of people? Well, you nosy ass motherfucker. No, I don't. I really don't have time to sit up and text. I wish I did, but I actually don't because I have a lot of shit I have going on throughout the day outside of streaming, creating content, making posts, making clips, taking care of my kids, picking my kids up from school, dropping them off to school, cooking dinner, walking the dog, making sure my cat, cleaning the pool. I really don't have a lot of time to sit around and text. Literally, I don't. How many people in your DMs? Nobody. No this. Are you a clingy person in a relationship? I am not a clingy person. Get away from me. Okay, that's cool. Little cuddle, little cuddle. All right, now we good. But I'm not a clingy person. Nah, I like my space. Okay. But I like cuddles, but not too much. Like just a little, but not too much. Just give me a little room. Just let me know you're there. Okay. Let's see. What advice could you give to keep a relationship healthy? Well, you asking the wrong motherfuckers. My relationships be rocky, okay? But I would say the main and the key for any relationship would be communication, okay? Because if you don't talk, then the whole shebang ain't gonna shebang, okay? Because communication rules the nation, okay? Closed mouths don't get fed, okay? That's the advice I would give for that. Okay, question. What made you come up with creating I Am? Okay, so that one, well, my name was already I Am Eye Candy. We were literally in chat one day, me and some of the OGs. We had Intel, Flash, Tasha, Sassy. Some of the OGs was there. We was in chat and it really just became about like, we should all change our names to I Am. So well, they was like, they should all change their names to I Am. And I was like, well, fuck it, let's do it. Shit. So gang, gang, a whole lot of gang shit. So they switched their names and then I was like, okay. Then people started wanting to join and I'm like, okay. And then I got an LLC and I'm like, Okay. And it just became a thing. And I also wanted to create a space because one, it was for Black people. A space for Black people to come feel safe, feel heard, understood. The vibe was there. And this was our safe place. This was where we can come chill, hang, gang, talk shit, whatever. And the LGBT community found me, and they was like, "Oh, she let us keep it real, 100. It's still a safe place, okay? So you can be yourself up in the candy shop." And it just really grew into a community of Black and LGBT members that play video games, like literally. We all play. The one thing we have in common is we all play video games, because I don't think your sexuality or who you like, or if you like men or if you like women, should determine if you can shoot your guns in a video game. That don't What does that have to do with one or the other? It has nothing to do with it at all. Like, nothing. Okay. And you might can learn something, like, from one another. So um it just became a thing. And now it's the squad, okay? It's the family. Let's see. We got a lot of questions. Some of y'all I am not answering because what the fuck? Because y'all just being real nosy. Um, Top three shooters and I am. Just because I know who probably asked this, we're gonna go with Mwah, Huncho. And I'm gonna give it to Flash. I'm gonna give the last one to Flash. I'm gonna give it to him because he alright sometimes. Okay. What's your favorite part about being a content creator? My favorite part is living the life that I wanted to create for me and my family. And being a content creator, I actually get to create moments, but I get to make memories with my kids. So, like, seeing them see prizes and gifts and things and trips and whatever it is, seeing them do that, that's top tier for me. Like, and I ain't gotta take off to go to events. Like, I'm at events, I can go to musicals and plays and dances and everything, jobs. I can be there for my kids and raise my kids. That's one of the benefits that I really enjoy about being a content creator. This one is, what advice would you have for someone who wants to be a full-time streamer? My advice would be to have a plan. I would also not suggest you go, like, quit your job and just say, I'm gonna stream full time. Please don't do that. Like, you really need to have a plan in place in order to become a full-time streamer. It's not easy. I know people are like, oh, they just playing video games. No, it's way more than that, especially at a full-time level. Part-time, yeah, you can just say, oh yeah, they just loading up playing games. Cool. But at a full-time level, you're gonna have to do a lot more work than just play the game. Playing the game is not gonna pay the bills, okay? Starting out. Now, in hopes that you make it to a level where just playing the game pays the bills, that's going to be amazing. But you have to take steps into it. It's not just an overnight thing. It's not just something that, you know 2 months, I'm going to quit my job and be a full-time streamer. Please don't. You will be homeless. You'll be homeless and hungry, because do not do that. It's a lot of work, a lot of dedication. You have to have a support system. You have to have a support team. Like, you just don't do it off the rip. It can be done. It's very much possible. So don't take it as I'm not saying it's not possible. It's very much possible, but you have to do it for yourself and in steps. It can't be just don't quit your job and just go full time. Okay. Just take baby steps, and maybe it'll lead into you quitting your job. Okay. Don't believe the hype. um, how do you balance life and work? Oh, it's very hard to balance both. Um, the way I do it is my priority first is going to be my my life. Taking care of my kids. So I'm making sure, you have to schedule things out. Like I try to schedule, of course, timing is, of the virtue because y'all know my timing. I be late, okay, especially for stream. But that's because I'm balancing my work and life, okay. So I take care of my kids come first and foremost with anything that I do. So I try to find that balance of, okay, we're gonna do this today with the kids got to go here, I got to do this is what I need to do for work. Okay, at this time right now I can just chill, this is like my little break time, I can just chill and relax and vibe. But it's something that you have to get down, like you really have to get your scheduling down. What is one major goal you have yet to hit? Well, I have a lot of goals, y'all, um, that I want to hit. So I don't know if this is more so like a personal goal, um, or like a career goal. Um, I don't know. I haven't really made that big of a goal yet. I know my goal is to purchase a house. Like that's one of my big life goals is to purchase a home and hopefully I can get it built the way I want to get it built. Yeah, know I want a big, nice, big house, of course, because I just like hosting things and having friends over and family, and I like feeding people and cooking and barbecuing, and so that will be my one major goal that I haven't did yet. Because the market is a little crazy right now. Okay, but that is one of my big goals that I want to achieve. So we'll just leave it at that. What is your favorite word? Bitch. No, for real. That's one of my favorite words. Like a lot of people be like, dang, you say bitch a lot. But that's how I grew up saying bitch. Like a lot of people I know say nigga, 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 nigga. They say nigga in every sentence, but I don't say nigga like that because I was raised to say bitch. Like bitch. So yes, bitch would definitely be my favorite word. Hmm. This one says, if you were a type of food, what would you be? And oh, it would have to be something sweet. It would have to be something sweet. I would, you know what? Because I don't know how to really answer that. I don't know what we talking about exactly. So I'm just gonna say I'll be some. Oh my gosh, what kind of what kind of food would I be? Um, I'll be a pizza, so it can be hot and ready. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. We're gonna go with that one. Let's see. What is your red flag? Or what is your red and green flag? Um, my personal one? Gosh, it's gonna put me on the spotlight like that. Um, my red flag would probably be that I'm a flirt, a big flirt. So I would say there'd probably be a red flag, give or take, depending on the situation. My green flag. I can throw down in the kitchen. Okay. I can throw down in the kitchen. Heavy on a green flag. Heavy on a green flag. Okay. Gets down in the kitchen. And let's see. We're going to do one more question. This question was asked 7, maybe 8 times, probably. I don't know. It was a lot. But the question was, what are you doing tomorrow? I don't know why, but by the time you figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow, it's gonna be too late because this is gonna be already recorded. And then what I did tomorrow is gonna be too late for you to even know. So yeah, that's kind of pointless. But tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow I plan on cleaning my flower bed outside and taking care of the backyard. Um, taking Justice to work. She has to work tomorrow. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. And oh, forgot, my bad. I gotta pick Justice up from work tomorrow. And then I'm gonna stream tomorrow. So those are my plans for Saturday, July the 20th. Okay. I will keep the questions going because I still have more questions, but I didn't want this episode to be too long. But I got a ton of questions. I'll also be setting up all the social links, y'all. So make sure y'all are following all the socials. The next episode, we will have a guest, one of my dear friends on here. Y'all know her. Y'all gonna get to know her, and then we're gonna have some questions for her tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I'm about to say tomorrow. We're gonna have some questions for her on the next episode. So I'm excited about that. I hope y'all enjoyed this first episode of Getting to Know Kandi. Like I said, I skipped over some parts of the story, but only because it's going to get talked about throughout the podcast. Literally, it'll get talked about throughout the podcast because this is my space to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Okay. We did the first episode. I did the first episode. I always say we because it's a team. It's a team. It's not just me. Shout out to my team. Shout out to Nicole, Angelito for helping, Sha for helping, Demi for helping. I appreciate y'all so much. This is only the beginning, y'all. It's gonna get better. I'm gonna get the background going. Some more. We just starting up. So I definitely appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to Dear Kandi podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. If you're on Apple and Spotify, make sure y'all leave a review for your girl. I appreciate everybody tuning in to Dear Kandi. Episode 1 is done, son. We did it. Let me stop for my teeth to pop out. But y'all, I appreciate everybody. Love y'all.